Classes went on as usual. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. Well, until the last period. All right, class. Today report cards are going out. When you get home your parents must sign them to bring tomorrow. Kageyama and the rest of his class nodded along with the teacher as he passed out the report cards. Row by row. Once he got to Kageyama he gave the boy a stern look. Kageyama paled. Try harder next time. Some of the students around Kageyama began snickering. The teacher continued passing out the report cards. Kageyama slowly opened his up. He was failing math, Japanese, and chemistry. This was the last straw. He was dead. He was so dead. The bell rang, so he quickly got up and slid his backpack onto his shoulder. At least he didn't need to go home right away. He had to go to practice. As he made his way out his classroom door, he was pushed by multiple students chatting and racing to the door. Sure, it pissed him off. But he didn't say anything. When he finally got past the stampede of students, he raced to the gym. He threw his bag at the entrance of the gym like he usually did. He didn't trust his teammates enough to put it in their club room or gym locker room. Due to the jam of students, he was a little late. The team was already in the gym. Kageyama entered the gym and made his way to the locker room. So he didn't have to bring his bag inside. During a break he brought his uniform back. He entered the locker room and quickly changed into his uniform. He had forgotten all about his wrist by then. It stopped hurting sometime around second period. After changing he exited the locker room and began stretching. No one spoke to him about what happened earlier. Not even Tsukishima did. It got to the point that he asked himself if the boy was sick. Suddenly, Kageyama was pulled from thoughts when Daichi started calling for the team to explain stuff. Kageyama? What's that on your wrist? Is that a bruise? Kageyama froze for a moment, glancing down at his wrist. Oh, yeah, it is, apparently. Daichi shook his head and sighed. All right, Kageyama. You won't be practicing today. Feel free to stay but you'll be on the bench. Daichi turned to his side. Sugawara was gone. Kageyama Tobio. Sit down right now. Sugawara forced him down onto the bench and handed him an ice pack. Keep that on your wrist. Or else. Sugawara's voice got dangerously low. Why yes sir. Kageyama watched the team practice until the end. He went back into the locker room to change. He was in and out of there before the rest of his team finished in the club room. Quickly, he made his way home, mentally preparing himself for what was to come. When he got home, he walked into the house through the front door. His mother sat at the table in front of him, a cigarette in her hand. I heard report cards came home today. Why yes. Can I see it? Hesitantly, he pulled the report card out of his backpack and handed it to the woman. She put her cigar into the ashtray and took it. She scanned it before turning to her son. What is this bullshit? I'm sorry. It's just that it. Kageyama was too nervous. He couldn't properly form sentences. He glanced at the cigar laying against the side of the ashtray, then he looked back at his mum. It's just what? His mother stood up, glaring at her son. Kageyama backed away in fear. His mother grabbed onto his shirt and began pulling him. No. No. Mum. Stop. Stop it. No. Kageyama's screams echoed throughout the house as he was pulled into that room. In the Karasuno GC. At everyone. At everyone. At everyone. Yes, Coach UK. We need to talk about everyone's grades. Did someone fail? Is something wrong? I'll do better next time. Obviously, you did bad, Tangerine. Sucky. Sorry. Everyone needs to report to the gymnasium within the next hour. Yes, sir. Okay. I can't go. Kageyama, you have to. It's mandatory. Too many people messed up this time. Can't you just tell your parents you're going out for a bit? Usually, these meetings only last an hour maximum. Alright. Kageyama slowly turned his phone off and got out of bed. He didn't want to look at the mirror. He didn't want to see what he looked like. He knew he looked like shit. He felt like it too. With every movement, a sharp pain spread through his body. Damn. Mum really did a number on me this time. Kageyama turned to his nightstand and pulled a hoodie off of it. He slipped it on over his head and stepped out of his room. Since it was now 7 p.m., his mother had left the house to meet her boyfriend. which meant he didn't have to go through her. He slowly walked over to the door and put his shoes on. Then, he left the house. He had only been out of his house for 15 minutes, but he was already sweating. He felt it on his forehead. He brought his hand up and wiped it. It was too dark to see anything in front of him, so he had no idea where he was. He recognized a sign though. He thanked the gods for making him live close by. It took a while, due to his injuries. But he finally got there. Everyone was already there. Sorry, I got a bit low. He paused. Everyone was looking at him. Kageyama? Yes. Why's your head bleeding?